Hi, it's a lipstick gal. Thank you so much for watching today. I wanted to share with you the worst products I've been trying. I usually try and keep things positive. That's just my personal approach to life in general. Sometimes I get a little salty. I'm looking at all of these and I can't really say that these are necessarily bad products. But these are products that aren't working for me, and I have not been able to, for one reason or another, get them to become like in regular rotation. So when you have a tight beauty budget, I don't want you to go out and spend your money on one of these unless it's exactly what you're looking for. But let me tell you why these aren't working for me. She was expensive. Now this came up in a recent, I think, monthly favorites, like the fails part. This is the Smoky Eye Brick. This is from Victoria Beckham, and it's so expensive. What is it, $58? Oh my goodness. This is the one in silk. Okay, for me, it's just lack of pigmentation. I also find that without a primer, and I know you're going, you should always wear an eyeshadow primer, but do you do that every single time you do your eyeshadow? I don't. I'm getting better. I'm wearing primer today. I'm trying to be better about making sure I give every product its best chance, but sometimes I just don't have the time. I got to go. This doesn't last more than about 4 hours without it starting to separate and crease. If I use a primer with this, I can get maybe 7.5 hours before I get some fading. And the one thing I was hoping was that this darkest shade right here would actually have some really nice depth. I do find that it kind of blends into nothing. I have to continue building and building and building. I really wanted to love this. This just did not blow my socks off. Now, if you are the sort of person who likes a light wash of color, if you are the sort of person who likes kind of a less shimmery and glittery and more slightly sheen to the eye, you would really like this. So I think that there is a place for this. It just depends on your makeup aesthetic, and it all comes down to that. Now, I don't always need to have like 10,000 pounds of eyeshadow on. I don't always need it to be like, 40 colors mixed together to utter perfection. I do like kind of like a lower effort sort of look on the daily, and I was hoping that that's what I would get from this. The truth is, it's just not enough pigment for me. And then on top of that, I didn't get the longevity that I wanted. Now, packaging, 10 out of 10, but I'm not wearing the packaging. So I'm actually wearing this product today. And this was before, so like before I record this video, I'm gonna try it one more time. And it's this, it's the Brow Harmony from Rare Beauty. I recently did a full face of Rare. I will link it for you here and the description box down below. I got a really pretty look. I feel like there are some really great products from the Rare Beauty line. The reason this doesn't work for me is I have like more voluminous brows to about halfway, and then a lot sparser, almost like 4 or 5 little hairs. Now, I have been using a brow serum. They are coming in a little bit more, but they're still not the same amount of volume from the first half to the second half, especially in this eyebrow here. So the last half of this eyebrow, if you take a good look at it, it's mostly pencil and like fiber products. The great thing about this is that you get a pencil on one end and a tinted fiber gel on the other. The reason that I don't like this is I feel like this pencil is so soft. It really disperses a lot of product. It is a little on the thicker side. It does kind of come to that kind of triangular tip. That's not the best for me. I can make it work, but the problem is when I start putting stuff in there, this is so sticky and so stiff. And then when you start to blend it, there are parts that completely blend away and others that don't. It's also one of those, as I'm going through my brows, it is a little bit softer. And you do want that balance between not being so hard where you're scraping your eyebrow and the skin underneath is turning red, you're just barely laying any color down, and so soft that you touch it to it and then product kind of goops up in little chunks in your hairs. And this can do it sometimes. So the fact that I'm having a hard time filling in my brows. She's a little thicker than I need her to be for the type of eyebrow that I have. I do find that it's a little bit softer. I am leaving product like attached to my eyebrow hairs. And then as I try and go through and spoolie, I can't actually distribute the product very well without it staying in some places and completely disappearing in others. Now, this side here, I was sure I was gonna like it, but do you see how much product there is just like right on the end? This needs to have a stopper that pulls off even more, because when I do take the time to like go through and like get all the extra goo off of here, and it does take some time to do that, I get a much better look to my eyebrows. But then this is also kind of on the sticky side. And if you get your brows exactly where you want them, it holds pretty well all day long. But sometimes this can be a little too heavy, and all of my brows start to, like with the stickiness of this and then added this. Sometimes I'll have the same problem with this that I have with the really wet mascara, where all of my lashes clump together in like 3 little spikes. This can make my eyebrows do it, and I have to go through, I put it in, and then I have to go through with a clean spoolie, and I have to spoolie it through, and then, oh, I took too much out, so I need a little bit more here. It's just a lot of futzing. I have to futz with this so much to get it to work, and every time I pull it out, there's like 50 times the amount of product I need. I'm forever trying to clean this off so that I can get just enough. Now, when I get it to be just enough, I have used just this, and I usually skip the pencil, on my brows on a light makeup day, and it works. Is it a bad brow product? No. But the idea of it solving 2 problems, tinted brow gel and pencil, I was like, amazing. Color is great, but the products themselves, I have to work so hard. I spent 10 minutes on my eyebrows today, and they're still not where I want them. So this is a no. This would probably work really well if you had more voluminous brows, and if you were willing to carry a clean spoolie with you. I think that would be fine. Another brow product that I really am struggling with, because I love the way it looks when I get it just right, but when it's not right, oh, it's a lot of work. It's this. This is the Make Beauty Sculpting Brow Tint. And the problem I have with this is, again, like, look how big she is. She is a chunky, chunky wand. Now, the other thing, if I go straight into my brows with this, oh my goodness, it is a brown soupy mess. I love this shade, by the way. This is also cool brown. This works really well for me. But watch what happens when I take a minute just to like get the bulk of what's on this wand off on the back of my hand. Look how much product that is. That's like an egregious amount. So at this point, it has a lot less product. I'm able to go through and to like take care of my brows, brush them up, but then it finds every single hair, like all the little fine hairs that are coming up around the underside and the top side of my eyebrow, like all the way out here, that I didn't even know I had. This which is good. If you're looking to like find every brow and tint it, this will do it for you. But the problem is sometimes those hairs are like way up here, and I'm getting product up there, and I need a Q-tip to go around and like clean up. I couldn't just carve my brows out with concealer, because it would be a disaster. So it's a soupy, soupy, soupy disaster. Brush is too big. I wish the stopper pulled off more product, or this was smaller and it still pulled off more product. I love the way that my brows look when this is just right, because when it's just right and I take the time and I go through 3 Q-tips and my eyebrows look amazing, it looks like I just came from the salon and I got my brows tinted. The color is right. They look like full and voluminous, but they don't look drawn on. They don't look like I'm a step away from Sharpie brows. They look really nice, but it's a ton of effort. I wish this product would come with a different delivery method, where the brush was smaller and the stopper pulled off more product, so you got just enough. I would rather go in for a second dip to build up my look like I would with any mascara than have the mascara wand come out so goopy that all of a sudden it's like, uh-oh, you get one go, and if you mess it up, that's it. That's what this does, and that's why I don't like this. Here's another product that I'm wearing today, and I'm trying to figure out how to make it work for me because it was such a disappointment. This is the Make Beauty Skin Mimetic Concealer. I have the lightest shade, and this one is in Fair 1N. This product, I like the feel of this product. I like the doe foot on it. I like that you have a little window to see how much product you have. It does run a little bit on the yellow side. Okay, fine. My huge beef with this, and I mentioned it in my favorites and fails for January, is that it does not in any way, shape, or form stay under my eye without becoming a creasy disaster. We all have fine line under our eyes. Even my 15-year-old daughter has little lines under her eyes. And come on, if a 15-year-old has them, a 48-year-old is gonna have them. On the skin, when you blend it out, it's pretty, it's radiant, it looks so nice. So I'm wearing this on my face today to add a little bit of coverage where I need it on top of a really lightweight foundation, but I cannot put this underneath my eyes. When I put it underneath my eyes, even when I set it, because I have like, okay, let's wear it on its own. Nope, it needs a powder. Okay, let's set it with the powder. Okay, let's set it with the pressed powder. All right, let's put some powder down, then concealer, then more powder. No. Okay, let's not put any eye cream on. Let's not put any like face cream on in this area. I've left it so there was nothing emollient on my face in this under eye area, and it's still creased. Okay, so I don't know who this is for, because if even my 15-year-old daughter has wrinkles under her eyes, like little tiny fine lines, and this settles in it, but do you see how glowy and pretty it is? It looks really pretty on the rest of the face. I've been using it to kind of dull down some redness here. I've been using it on the chin. I have been using it to cover some of the hyperpigmentation I have like right here on the tops of my cheeks. This is a really pretty product, and it works well to kind of increase coverage on the face, but I never buy a concealer going, you know what? I only want to dab it on my face. I don't need it under my eyes. No. Your girl needs concealer, and that's why I buy it for my under eyes. And this cannot, like, with all the different things I tried to get it to work, I could not get this to work. But it's a gorgeous finish. And so I am trying to see it not as concealer, but trying to see it as a base product that I will pull out for days that I need a little extra boost of coverage anywhere but underneath my eyes. I like the way this looks on my skin. I hate the way this looks underneath my eyes. Do you have this? Does it work for you? What powders are you using with it? What, like, skincare or not skincare? Like, what are you doing to make this work? I want to love it because it looks so pretty everywhere. But when it collects in those lines underneath my eyes, it's basically like little extra color lines underneath my eyes going, look, I'm old. And then I've set it with powder. And so the powder kind of also moves into those folds and creases. It just, it's not pretty. It's not pretty. I would not repurchase this. I would not repurchase this, but I want to know, if you have it, how are you making it work for you? I sang its praises, and I might have done it too soon, because this lip stain from Victoria Beckham, I don't know. All right, so here's what's interesting. I have never loved a lip stain, ever. And then I tried this one and I was like, whoa. And it is like, whoa, it's nice. It's glossy, it's comfortable, it stains your lips. You can build up over the top of it, no problem. You can add another layer, get more color. This, by the way, is the shade Je T'aime. It's kind of one of the newer to the lineup of colors. And see how pretty and smooth it looks here? This is great. It feels nice. It feels slightly cooling on the lips. The problem I had was the first time I used it, somehow my lips were like miraculously exfoliated for the entire week, and I didn't have a problem with this. And then this started to do what every other lip stain does. And maybe it was because it was January, and maybe it's because it's winter. When my lips are not soft and fully plump like a baby's lips, they have lines in them, of course. And then if they're, even when I don't think that my lips are like improperly hydrated, even if I feel like they're nice and plump, sometimes there are like skin that is about to slough off. This catches in every single crevice, every single bit of dry skin. If I go for like an hour and I have this on and then it wears down and I don't instantly reapply, I can reapply this and it is hydrating. There's hyaluronic acid in here. The problem then is that it catches, the color catches on those drier bits or the parts of my lips that dry faster than others. And I find that I'll have like a really big catch of color like right here and hardly anything on my upper lip. But it's kind of like where my lips touch, like right along in here and here, that I have the most color, and I have very little towards the top of my upper lip, and I don't have as much down here. This is one of those products that I probably would feel most confident like exfoliating my lips, drying my lips, plopping this on, letting it kind of dry, and then putting something else over the top. I would use this as a base. but when it wears off on its own, it looks really pretty here. Let me just wipe it off. It leaves a really pretty stain. But if your lips have any dry or flaky bits, do not go in with this. I don't know. I've been a little hesitant to wear it again, but the first several times I tried it, I loved it. And then I had problems. The last product I want to tell you about is this. I know. This is the new Hourglass Unlocked Satin Lipstick. I have the shade Dahlia. This is first of all, like the packaging is really pretty. I wish it wasn't slanted because I want to do this and it's going to fall over. You have to kind of stand it up on its end. Okay, fine, whatever. Another pet peeve that I have is that although it is magnetic, if you put it in the wrong way, it doesn't go in. And it looks squarish to me, doesn't it? I mean, it looks like a square down here, but she's not a square here, or a little trapezoidal. So you have to put it in just the right way, and I never know which way that is until the magnet pulls it in. So sometimes you gotta futz with it a little bit. Okay, fine, I'll get past that. The color itself is really pretty. It is such a pretty shade. This pink is a little bit deeper than I thought it would be, but the reason I don't like this, and I wouldn't recommend this, and I think you'd have to try it for yourself and see, is this formula for me? First of all, I found it to be very thin, very slippery, almost butter-like. And sometimes buttery can be good and nourishing, and in this way it feels kind of like buttery as in greasy. And I did find that it kind of started going outside of my lip line. So this must be worn on my face with a lip liner. Okay, fine, I'll pair you with a lip liner. But guess what? After I have worn this for about 2 or 3 hours, I don't get a ton of wear out of this. This transfers to every surface, fork, napkin, beverage, anything. This transfer, and of course it's a satin lipstick, so yeah, there are other lipsticks that have a little bit more grip to them that stay on my lips, and it's opposed to not transferring, they just feel like they last a little longer. I only get maybe 3 hours of wear before this needs touch up. And then the weird thing is my lips underneath turn a hot pink. What? So not this color, not this kind of pretty kind of almost mauve pink shade, like a hot pink, like one of those pH color changing lip products, that vibrant, like, whoa, on fire hot pink. I will put a picture up for you. I was like, whoa, what? A $38 lipstick stained my lips so bad that, like, at the end of the day, I needed to take biphase remover to them, had to do some exfoliation. Like it was like, okay, now here's where I tell you, I don't always hate lipsticks that stain my lips, but I expect it to be like a bright fuchsia pink. I expect it to be like a bold red. I do not expect it to be this kind of neutrally pink shade. I was really surprised. And I think I could overlook everything else with the exception of it. And I don't know why all of a sudden I'm so upset about it, like staining my lips, because when I put this color back over the top, it actually changed the way the lipstick looked. It didn't look like this anymore. It looked a little bit more berry. It looked a little bit pinker. It changed the actual color of the lipstick. I could continue to reapply over the top of it, but it was weird. I don't know. I don't know if they all do that or whether it's just Dahlia, but I'm not running out to buy any more of these Hourglass lipsticks. Not at this price. I don't feel like the formula lasted long enough. I don't feel like it did well on my 48-year-old lips. And then the fact that it stained, nah, no. There are better like luxury lipsticks out there. Get one of the YSL Bold ones. Get one of the Lisa Eldridge ones. Like there's a ton of other lipsticks I would pick up before I get another one of these. I remember saying at the beginning of this video that I like to stay positive, but I feel like we didn't, no, not even close. I ran all of these through the ringer. Okay, I'm sorry. I sound like I have a little maniacal laughter going on. So none of these products are getting kicked out of my collection. I'm just gonna be honest. I spent money on them. I'm gonna try and find a way to make them work. But on the days that I have to go and I have like less than 10 minutes to get my face on, these are not the products that I'm reaching for. And I think it's important to tell you why products aren't working for me. Because the thing is, if you don't have the same concerns or the same makeup aesthetic as I do, these might be perfect for you. But I think knowing why something is failing for me and why I choose not to reach for it is important. But these are all going to stay in my collection. I'm going to try and get as much use out of them as I can, but they just won't spark joy every time I see them. Let me know what products have not been working for you, or if you have any of these and you get them to work, tell me how. Let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching. Have an incredible day, and I will see you again soon.